Hi everyone, welcome to another one of our live classes. I'm super excited to be here. My name is MJ Bianchi. I am the group administrator and coach as well as the CEO of 3T Institute. We're excited to bring you training that you can actually utilize, take solid tools and techniques away so that you can apply it to your job, to yourself. We remove all of the fluff that you see in a lot of the blogs and bring you information that is realistic, that is honest, that considers individuals and the kind of decisions they have to make in their careers. And so today's live will be one that is so important, especially at the beginning of the new year, because we want to rejuvenate ourselves. We really want to rebuild who we are as a person and how we relate to our careers. And that work needs to happen early so that you can find its fruits later in the year and benefit from the changes that you have made today. So today's topic is one that is very dear to me, is one that we all struggle with. There's so many of us that struggle with self-confidence. And if you're here right now and you're watching this, comment and let me know that you're here and that you can hear me properly. And so that I can be sure that you're here. Crystal, can you hear me properly? Like, is my voice clear? Please let me know that my voice is clear so that I can, before I start. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well? So again, my name's MJ Bianchi. I'm going to wait to make sure that you all can hear me well before I start with the training. Definitely don't want to start if you are unable to hear me well. So please let me know that that you can hear me and so that I can go ahead and make sure that before I kind of start. Yes, okay, all clear, perfect. So take a moment and rate yourself. Rate yourself right now in terms of your confidence level, and then let's do a re-rating of your confidence at the end of this training. Now, let's start with a few questions. Do you feel like your confidence level has held you back from certain opportunities in your life? Yes or no? Take a moment and think about that. Has your confidence level held you back from certain opportunities in your career or in your life that today that you regret and say to yourself, I wish I had done things a little different. I wish that I had the confidence to stand up for myself. I wish that I had addressed that situation a little different. If you're pausing and reflecting on that past scenario, I can say that most of us can relate to that particular situation. I think each of us can probably look back to a situation in our life, in our career, where we can say, oh man, if I had done that one thing a little different, my life would be better today. Or that decision would have allowed me to gain growth a lot sooner. And so for most of us, our confidence level keeps us from that job that we want. Our level of confidence can, if it's low, can keep us from earning the amount of money that we deserve, where for most of us career professionals, that's in the 6 figures. And now, since we identify where that issue is coming from, knowing that our confidence level, how we feel about ourselves, how we perceive who we are, how much value we give to ourselves, directly correlates to what it is that we can get from life, then we must today make a decision that we're going to improve ourselves. And that by improving ourselves means that we're going to have the confidence to stand up for what it is that we want and to ask for it with a level of confidence where someone believes us and can see it and will give us exactly what we deserve. If you're here and you're watching this on replay, please let me know. But today, I'm going to be reviewing 3 specific topics so that you can slash any imposter syndrome that you have, so that you can slash those low self-esteem issues that stemmed from somewhere. And the third topic would be for us or for you to build a level of confidence that no one can ever take away from you. And that's my goal. For today's training, I really want you to walk away feeling like I got something out of this today. And I'm so glad that I joined MJ's training. One of the things that I do with every career professional, some of them are in this group, is that I build your confidence from scratch. What you came with isn't necessarily what you're going to leave with me. You will leave with someone who's stronger, who believes in their abilities, and can sell their abilities to the market without blinking your eyes. And the approach that I use is one that's unique in the market. A lot of people focus on, let's build your resume, or let me help you with finding a job. But no one really addresses that in order for a career professional to be successful, we really have to address 3 items, and that's what I call a pillar of career success, which is soft skills, technical skills, and mindset. If without these 3 pillars, this pyramid, you are not going to find career success. There's always going to be a lacking. And so part of this training is to bring you the mindset skills and training, the soft skills training, and some technical training that you will need for you to be a successful career professional making 6 figures. If you're here, let me know, and I will be taking questions at the end of this session. So stay tuned. Let's talk about this, our first agenda topic here. The labeling ourselves, right? Have you ever labeled yourself as lazy or not technically savvy? Or have you labeled yourself as, I'm not a good public speaker. I've always been shy. I'm an introvert. I'm an extrovert. Have you ever labeled yourself as one thing or another? Say yes if you have. I have. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I need you to take a pen and piece of paper and write down all of your labels. Write it down right now. Write down every label that over the years that you have picked up and that you have attached to your body. And here are all your labels. I'm not an early riser. I'm not good at working out. And write all of that down and make a list. And really what you need to do then is write each item on a piece of paper and rip it out and put it right on top of, tape it on your body. Tape it on your body and take a picture of it. And then go and look in the mirror. Does that look good to you? Does it look good to you to have all of those labels taped all over your body? Does it feel good to you that by looking at a list of labels on a piece of paper that you identify with all of them? Right? I'm talking about these negative labels that we as individuals give ourselves. Yet for some, we don't even understand the definition of what that label is, and we have inherited that label's definition, and now when we go somewhere, we say that's our identification. Essentially what happens is when we create a list of negative labels for ourselves, we're burdening our minds, we're burdening our body with a set of information that now we're going to believe into that will then hold you back from achieving your life's goals. Because with labels comes fear. With fear comes hesitation. With hesitation comes, I can't do this, therefore I won't. So I want you to pause for a moment and really say to yourself, all these labels that I'm giving myself, I'm not technical enough, I'm not smart enough, I can't do this because it's not in my DNA. Are they true? Where did you pick those things up from? Where did you pick up those labels from? And so how do we get rid of those labels? How do we get rid of all of these labels that we have put on ourselves? By deciding that you no longer identify with those definitions of what you have picked up over the years. You have that choice. Your past does not identify you or your future. So remove those labels. Take a look at each of them. Put a line through them. Burn that piece of paper. Remove all of the labels that you taped on your shirt. Get rid of them and burn it. And now let's create new labels, positive ones that you can be proud of, identifying and saying nicer things about yourself, and also acknowledging the gaps that you have, but knowing what you need to do to improve. And that's the first part of imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a fallacy. It's a label that we put ourselves. And when we put something on ourselves, we also have the power to remove it. So today, right now, make that conscious decision that you're no longer going to label yourself as one thing or another. And definitely not anything negative. Don't say I have imposter syndrome. You don't. That's the one thing that irks me, is when people say I have imposter syndrome. No, you chose to label yourself as such, and now you're speaking about having imposter syndrome, and everyone around you now believes that you have imposter syndrome. And now if an opportunity does come up, they're going to say, well, that person has imposter syndrome issues. I don't think they would be a good fit for this project. So you missed out on an opportunity through word of mouth, because people do talk and our reputations do follow us. So there's that. Slash the labels, remove the imposter syndrome. And here's the truth. Let's talk about the second item here on our training agenda. The truth about confidence, right? Everyone says, you need to have confidence. How many times have you heard that? You need to have confidence. You should have confidence. Why wouldn't you have confidence? Look at you. You've done all these great things. Have you heard that from someone who said to you, you should have confidence? But no one ever tells you, well, how do we build confidence? What do we need to do to feel stronger, to feel confident, to feel like we can accomplish our goals, to feel like the work that we're doing is worthy of us? Or how do we know that to have the confidence to say, I want to make 6 figures, I want to make $130,000, or even having the confidence to believe that you actually are worth a certain salary amount and a position title. So when we talk about confidence, it starts from the inside. It starts with who we are And no one's confidence. I have a poll here, right? We have the poll for confidence. 1 is the least level of confidence, and 5 is the highest level of confidence. So let me tell you the truth about confidence today. No one's confidence is going to remain at a 5 at all times. If someone tells you that I'm a confident person at all times, they're lying to you, and they're lying to themselves as well. Confidence fluctuates. Confidence, depending on the situation you're in, the type of individuals you're around, the situation that you're dealing with, your confidence is going to fluctuate between a 3 and a 5 at all times. And this is for someone who is confident, between a 3 and a 5. If you think to yourself, oh my God, I'm a confident level 1 and a 2. Now we need to say, okay, how do we get you to a level 3? Because that's where you want to be. But then also knowing that when you get to a level 3 confidence, it is still going to fluctuate between a 3 and a 5. 5 being the highest level of confidence. So the truth of the matter is that even you look at some of the most powerful people in this world. One of the individuals I admire are, President Obama, or really anyone that you see out there who are amazing public speakers, public figures. Their confidence fluctuates. You may not see it, right? And that's another truth that no one ever tells you about, that just because your confidence level fluctuates doesn't mean that you need to show people what's happening in the background. Right? When we are in certain situations, and I'm going to give you an example. When we go to a job interview and put a yes or put a thumbs up if you've gone through this. When we apply for a job, we look at the job description and we say to ourselves, we can do this job. I can definitely do this job. Let me go ahead and apply. Right? Then you get a call from the recruiter. They're a few degrees away from the actual position, and you're able to describe to them exactly what you can do. Then the day of the interview comes, and a day before the interview, you're kind of feeling like, ooh, nervous, right? Have you felt that way? Ooh, I'm nervous. Can I really do this job? Am I good enough? Let me go and take a look at that job description again. I don't know. The jitters come up. Now your confidence fluctuates a little bit. So what do you need to do? Now is the time for self-talk. Now is the time to boost yourself up. Now is the time to not label yourself and to tell yourself that yes, Majuba, yes, MJ, you're more than capable of doing this job. Look at your education. Look at your experience. Look at everything you have accomplished. You're more than experienced to do this job. So where you're before the interview, where you're getting nervous, where your confidence level may be 3, and that self-talk, the confidence of standing straight in front of a mirror with your shoulders back and just looking at yourself and saying, you know what, I am a badass. I can do this job. And I know that I will do great at this interview. And if they ask me a question that I don't know, I will think back to something close and similar and answer that question, even if it isn't something they want to hear, but giving them an example of something close enough, but also saying, because of my experience within this industry and working in this field, I know and I have confidence that I can learn these processes and that I know I'll be able to make an impact. The thing, guys, that no one ever tells you about jobs and interviews and making 6 figures is that companies look for individuals who have the confidence to sit in these interviews and say, I'm going to figure it out. Look at my education. Look at my experience. I'm going to figure this out for you. I have everything as a career professional to know that I can stand up a project management office for you. You may have never done the job before, but your past experience and education, the bad things, the good things you've gone through, You can do anything you want. So what are you telling yourself? What's the story you're telling yourself right before a job interview, right? And so what you tell yourself helps increase or decrease your confidence level at that moment, because what we currently addressed is that our confidence level fluctuates. It doesn't remain at a 5 at all times. So those times when our confidence level is low, we need to boost ourselves up. You are your biggest coach. Don't look external anywhere else. If you've been looking externally to a friend, to a spouse, to a mentor, to a manager to help you, to lift you up, to give you opportunities, the truth is they're not going to. You and you alone are the master of yourself, the master of your mind and your body. And what you tell yourself is what's going to impact the decisions you make and the opportunities you get in your life. Point blank. So let me bring us to the last agenda topic for our training today. How do you build rock solid confidence where no one can break into it or, right, mess with your energy? Put a thumbs up or a smiley face if you've ever been around someone who's a Debbie Downer and all of a sudden your energy goes, pew. Have you ever been around someone like that who just kills your energy? Have you ever been in a situation where you have a group of friends and everyone's talking about their weight and everyone's talking about how much they don't like this part of their body and this part of their body, and you start looking at yourself and you're like, oh, yeah, I don't like this and that, and all of a sudden your self-esteem goes down, right? Or how about if you are applying for a job, you know that you can do it, but you talk yourself out of that position. You talk yourself out of that amount of salary that you could be earning. What do we need to do to have rock solid confidence that no one can break? Here's your tip number 1. If you have a notebook and a piece of paper, I highly recommend that you write this down. Okay? So what do we need to do to have rock solid confidence? Number 1, you need to accept the feelings of fear and anxiety. That's part of having confidence. If you're saying to yourself, I fear if I make a decision, something's going to happen, or I have anxiety, know that in order to build your confidence, that's part of the game. You need to embrace your fears and your anxieties. And you need to look deep to see where those anxieties and fears are coming from. You need to look a little deeper to say to yourself, are these anxieties and fears from my childhood? And address them. You need to journal and write down where your fears and anxieties come from. If you don't address them, if you don't look your fears and your anxieties in the eye, you're not going to be able to have the confidence. And someone will very quickly be able to infiltrate your confidence level and for you to go boop, back to who you were before you felt great. It isn't a person who, no one else is in charge of your mood and your feelings and your confidence or anything like that. You're in charge of that. And today you need to write that down. I'm in charge of myself. I'm in charge of my feelings, and I'm in charge of my confidence level. It's on you. And the first thing you need to do is address your anxieties and fears. You need to look them right in the eye, and you want to say, where are they coming from? And knowing that no matter what decisions you make in your life, that anxiety and fear will be with you, but you have to learn how to manage it. So how do we manage it? You manage your anxiety by meditating every day You need to meditate. Every day you need to do something for your mindset. And every day you need to practice some sort of meditation. You must. If you're saying to yourself, I'm sick and tired of the situation that I'm in, then you must do something to change it. And here's your first step. Meditation is key to removing any anxiety and fears and calming yourself so that you are in this very balanced state of mind so you can make the right decisions. When it comes to fear, you need to embrace that fear, and you want to look at that fear. Fear can be negative and fear can be positive. There are times in our lives that fear is what helps us reach the next level of our goals. So you need to take that fear and you need to kind of harness it. You want to see where it's coming from. Is this fear that's going to help me make my next $150,000? Is this fear going to help me become the next director of an organization? Then that's okay, right? That's okay. Fear is inherent to human beings because it protects us. However, that level of, sometimes that fear, because in our DNAs, and this is proven fact by science, that fear is for our own safety, but we're safe. Everything's okay. Understand what that fear is coming from, and just know that everything you have done to date professionally will make sure, even with that fear in your heart, that you will succeed. Jump into it. Jump. If you don't make that jump, you're not going to succeed in your career. No matter how scared you are, do it. Number 3, you want to be able, when you want to build rock solid confidence, you want to be able to imagine a shield all around you, where you're protected. You're in this bubble. You're protected within your own bubble, where you have positive thoughts, positive things that you're saying about yourself. You've removed all of negative labeling, and you have managed your anxiety by practicing mindset and yoga and meditation. You're also harnessing your fears that you know will allow you to grow. Remember, understand where your fears are coming from. And you're building a clear shield around yourself where someone else's anger, frustration, anxiety isn't going to impact you. Because how someone else's mood is has nothing to do with you, and you don't need to take on their mood. You need to look at it as if you're watching TV. You need to look at it as if it's a show, it's a drama, and it's their drama, it's not your drama. And to help an individual like that, all you really need to do is ask questions. What's making you feel that way? If you choose to. If you choose to communicate with someone who's going through their own troubles, ask questions. You don't need to give them advice. No one's going to listen. Protect your energy. Protect your mental health. A lot of times I've seen individuals who spend hours trying to counsel their friends, and the next day the friend is doing whatever else they chose to do. Do you have a friend like that? So you need to understand that we can't help people. They need to help themselves. The only thing you can do is ask the right questions, which will then protect you. You're not getting into their situation. You're allowing them to think about what they're going through, and you're just asking some targeted questions, and that's it. So to build rock solid confidence so that you can have the career you want, so you can be successful, starts where? Within ourselves. It starts with addressing some of the dirt that we haven't been willing to wash. Today, wash your hands of those dirty things that you have just put in the back burner. If you just joined this training, I covered 3 things. I covered labeling ourselves and how to remove those labels. Number 2, I talked about the truth behind confidence and how it fluctuates. Number 3, and the final topic that I talked about today, was how to build rock solid confidence. So if you're watching this on replay, please put that in the comments section. If you are here live, I want to thank you for joining another training that truly came authentically from my heart and who I am and the impact I want to make in each of your lives. If you're looking to make a change in your career and you're sick and tired of this current situation that you're in and always being chosen for these positions that you know you can do with the back of your hand, but just don't know how to get that next position, earning the amount of money that you deserve, then maybe we need to have a conversation. I have free career chats, quick chats, 15 minutes, no obligation. They're completely complimentary. You can pick my brain. Come ask me the struggles that you're going through. I might be able to give you some advice. And then if you choose to join our amazing program that has been giving impact to so many career professionals, even those right inside of this group, who are now project managers, earning six figures that they've wanted, making 20 to 30% more, but more than anything else, they're feeling confident and great in who they are today, then join the Career Success Program. What I'll do right now is I'll go ahead and put the link to my quick chat right inside of the comment section. Set up a time. Let's talk. Have a wonderful and amazing week. Again, thank you so much. Authentically yours, Coach MJ. Take care. Bye.